Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the live reaction to the Columbus Aviators and the Houston Gamblers game this Sunday afternoon. Let me turn my mic down. Man, I was up a little high there. My bad. Didn't mean to blow your ears out, everybody. Columbus coming off their first win in franchise history at home in week number 4 when they took down the Dallas Renegades last weekend. And here they are Sunday afternoon on the road in Houston taking on the 1-3 Gamblers. Of course, Columbus sitting at 1-3 as well. They can bump themselves up and get themselves back into playoff contention with a win today on the road. Of course, they're going to be playing Houston 2 weeks in a row, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. 2 weeks in a row they go up against Houston. So they're going to get them on the road this week. Then they're going to get them at home next Friday night. So a big opportunity today for Columbus to get themselves back in contention, back into playoff a chase here. So super excited for this football game. Some keys to the victory today. Of course, I think the biggest thing for Columbus is this: getting a lead. They play much better when they have the lead because it forces the opponents to have to throw the football more, which falls into the strength of their defense. Playing from behind, allowing your opponent to kind of control the line of scrimmage, run the football down your throat is where this defense struggles the most. And so it's really important that they get out into a lead today, again, offensively, and they add to that lead and allow that defense to do what that defense did a week ago against Dallas. If they can do that on the road today against Houston, Columbus should come away with their second win of the season and right back into playoff contention. Now, the top 4 teams in the UFL move on to the playoffs. They are not in the obviously in the top 4 currently, but they can be. And when you're going up against a team that's in the lower half, which they have not played all year, every team they played is in the upper half, the top 4. And now they have an opportunity to go up against some of these weaker teams that are, dare we say, more on their level. And with that opportunity, they can get themselves right back in playoff contention. If they win this week and next week against Houston, I know that's asking a lot, playing 2 teams and playing with the same team and beating them 2 times in a row. If they do that, they're going to be 3-3, and they'll probably be at the number 4 position with about what was that? With 4 weeks left in the regular seasons. This marks the halfway point. They need to be at 2-3 in order, in my opinion, to put themselves in playoff contention. If you're watching, welcome in. This is the Aviator channel here on the OHIO podcast. We appreciate you swinging by. Make sure you hit the like button if you don't mind. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. This is a live reaction video, so it's what we do. We react in real time to the game. We call the game for you from our perspective right here in the OHIO Podcast HQ, where we typically are calling Buckeye games and making Buckeye videos and talking about Ohio State, but we're Aviator fans as well. We live just north of Columbus, so it's good to have a professional football team in Columbus, Ohio. All right, flying solo today. That's me. We should have one of our partners back Friday evening, but we're going to go ahead and fly solo today and hope that all goes well in this game. It's been a long time since I've done a game by myself, so going to need your help. Make sure you put some comments for me down in the comment section. I like to have feedback during the game, a good conversation with all of you in the comment section as we watch this game together. All right. Looks like Columbus will be kicking off first to start this game. Houston will get the ball first, the Gamblers, that is. And we'll be relying on the defense to get a nice little stop here. All right, there's the kickoff. It lands in the landing zone. They let it go on through back to the end zone, and Houston will start off with the football first. No return on the play. Nolan Henderson is the quarterback for Houston this year. Let's go ahead and pull up his stats for you, shall we? All right, let's see here. Individual stats. There we go. Henderson has played in 3 games this year. He is 22 of 39 with 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 56.4% percent completion percentage, 263 yards. He also has 2 fumbles. First play of the game is a handoff to the right for a gain of about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Eric Price is the offensive coordinator for the Gamblers. He's up in the box today. And we have a 3 receiver set. He is a fake handoff to the left. He's going to roll out to the right. Got an open receiver. Looks like about a 15-yard gain to Keys and a first down for the Gamblers. On the season, Keys, that was his 8th catch. He's had 7 catches, 76 yards on the season, a long of 23. That was his 2nd longest reception of the year. 4 receiver set, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. The running back is off to the left. They're going to hand it off. He bounces out to the right. Looks like he's going to have a nice first down run for about 7 yards. There is a flag on the play. Looks like it should be in the backfield for holding. Let's see what the UFL officiating crew determines this to be. Troy says flying solo was Han's 2nd son. Was it now? Okay. Fly, solo, Han, solo. I got you, Troy. Hey, man, what happened to your Cubs yesterday, Troy? Reds had a big game. Oh, no, it was actually the penalty was on Columbus. Automatic first down for the Gamblers, and here they come. Do not want to play from behind. That has been the Achilles heel for the Aviators this season, allowing their opponents to get out ahead of them, get a big lead. They fight back. They never give up, but it's definitely not what they want to do. It was an offsides, and they got 5 yards. It was a 1st and 5. There's a 6-yard carry, first down for Houston. Run right up the gut. Captain Munnerlin is the defensive coordinator for the Aviators. Was a defensive back in the NFL for 9 seasons. Was a high school coach till this year. A little bit over his skis, if you ask me my opinion, to be honest with you. First down as the ball's across midfield. And Henderson's got nothing open there. Kind of throws it away towards the sideline. Broken up by the Aviators. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The Aviators coached by Ted Ginn Jr., as you can see him right there, kind of roaming the sideline. Got that first win last week, looking dapper in the white short sleeve with the gray aviator hat. He looks so awkward in a baseball cap, doesn't he? Absolutely. Hey, what's up, Vader? Good to see you today, buddy. Fake handoff. Going to roll out to the right again. 2 tight ends in the same area. 2 receivers in the same area. They're going to lose a yard. Little miscommunication there by the Gamblers. Well defended by the Aviators. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 11. And since they're across midfield, they cannot punt it away. So it's a 2 down territory here for the Gamblers now. 3rd down and 11, 2 running back set, 1 on either side of Henderson. 3 receivers, 2 to the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. It's going to be a fake handoff, and now the quarterback's going to take off running, and he's going to get 3-4 yards. It's going to set up a 4th and 7. Good stop on the defense. That was an interesting RPO there by the Gamblers with a 2 running back set. He pulls it and takes off on his own, where the running back was the lead blocker. Gets about 3.5, 4 yards, setting up a 4th down and long. 4th and 7, good chance for Columbus to get off the field and set that offense up in good territory to start this football game. Here we go, 4th down and 7, big play to start the game, 11:28 to go. 3 receivers set. Again, he's rolling out. He's going to throw it beyond, and it is caught. Did he catch that? They said he caught that at the sideline. Man, that was well defended. I thought it was going to be an incomplete pass, but somehow he comes down with it, and the Gamblers get a big first down. Did he get a foot down? You only have to get 1 foot down in the UFL. Oh, yeah, he did. Totally got a foot down. That's a catch. Man, the defender was right there. That could have been almost been intercepted. Bad play by the Aviators. First down for the Gamblers on the 31-yard line. And they're driving. 1st and 10. Again, going back, going towards. Oh, nice little wheel route there. Overthrows the receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That ball was intended for Kirkland. Kirkland is the second leading receiver on the team. 14 catches for 197 yards. Justin Hill is the leading receiver for the Gamblers this year. 1 touchdown reception, 198 yards. He's looking to go over 200 yards on the season in this game. Another 3 receiver set, running back off to the left. The Aviators there moving up towards the line of scrimmage, expecting a run. It is a handoff right up the middle. Big hole, breaks the tackle, still on his feet all the way inside the red zone, down to the 14, 13-yard line. 1st down for the Gamblers. Nice run right there. Defense, I'm telling you, the rushing defense on this Columbus team, man, they can be had. That is for sure. The Gamblers have not had a good rushing game this year. That might be one of the longest runs they had all year. My gosh. 1st down and 10 from the 13 now. Going to go back to the well again. And this time that is wrapped up. That is Marcus Yarns. Marcus Yarns with the carry. He's had 24 carries, 188 yards on the season. That's good for 7.7 yards per carry and 1 touchdown on the year. So he gets a couple carries, and in comes Jalen White now, who leads the team in rushes with 49, but only 150 yards, only 2.8 yards per carry. 2nd down and 10 for the Gamblers. Henderson looking around. He's going to take off running. He's got a lane into the 10. He slides down to the 6. That'll set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Gamblers. Columbus is going to have to try to hold them to a field goal here. Troy says the NL West, best it is. Yeah, they lost to the Dodgers, the Cubs he's talking about. I tell you, man, the Central this year, whew, everybody's good in the Central this year. Hopefully the Reds can get a sweep of the Detroit Tigers today. 3rd down and 4. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go. There's a handoff to the left. He's got the 1st down down to the 2-yard line. Just hand it off, man. Just hand it off. That's all you got to do. Let's see. That is one long name. ¿Dónde está el juego? No comprende. All in English, my friend. But thanks for being here. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate that. Got 11 people watching right now. We appreciate y'all. 1st and goal for Houston. Trying to punch it in. They're going to hand it off again to the left side. He's got a whole touchdown, Houston. And they just run it down the throat. That is White with the carry for the Gamblers. That is Jalen White's 2nd touchdown on the season for Houston as they open up the game with a big drive. The huge 4th down catch for a 1st down kept the drive alive for the Gamblers. They end up turning around and handing the football off the rest of the way. And Columbus had no answer to stop the run. And they're going to be playing from behind, which I said at the beginning of this game was the Achilles heel for Columbus. They're just not good at stopping the run. They need some big horses up front. Well, we got offsides on the extra point attempt by Columbus. That's a flag. They're going to be moving that sucker up a little closer on the extra point. I'll update the score here for everybody. I wonder if the website has a live game ticker. Extra points up and good. Houston is up 7-0 to start this football game. Might be bad luck. You know that I never thought about that. I wonder if I'm bad luck. I didn't watch last week when they won. I was busy, so I didn't get that opportunity. But Let's see. How many subs do we have on? I think we were at 198 when I last looked. Let's see. We have 199. Thank you for the new subscriber. We're one subscriber away from 200. Let's go. Come on, folks. If you're not subbed and you're watching, be that. Be number 200, please. We appreciate that. No one's ever explained to you how YouTube works. It is it is it is not easy the way they do things, but you have to have 1,000 subscribers to get monetized and start making money off of Google ads on your channel. So every sub is really, really important to get to that 1,000 mark. We've got almost 8,000 subscribers on our Buckeye channel, the OHIO podcast over on here on YouTube. And it took us it took us almost like 8 months to get there. It's going to be a little bit more difficult with this channel because this is much more seasonal. The UFL, when it's done, it is done till the next season. There's really not a lot of UFL news in the off season, I've learned. So it's not like we'll be able to do daily videos or anything, but we're definitely, this was more of an exploration opportunity for us to get beyond Ohio State a little bit and try our hand at maybe something a little different to see if we want to take the business in a slightly different direction. And so far, it's been good for us. I'm not gonna lie. For as little attention as we've given the Aviators, the channel seemed to be doing pretty well. So we appreciate your support. We do, and we're playing Houston, not Dallas. Eric, come on. I was updating a graphic for everybody when I realized I didn't have the right team in it. Jeez. Anyways, we appreciate your support. It means the world to us. And um, if we are able to we were able to get 200 subscribers and basically kind of just a little side thing here, then we know we can do a lot more with the Bengals and Browns. And so there's this, we've been talking about exploring expansion with with our channel and our business into the area of the Browns and the Bengals. So if you're interested in learning how to do YouTube and learning how to do a podcast, and you're interested in wanting to grab a microphone and cover either the Bengals or the Browns, if you're a big fan, reach out to us. You can always email me at theohiopodcast@gmail.com. My name is Eric, in case you didn't know that already. And we appreciate your support. Oh, where are they broadcasting the game? That's the question. It's a great question. I live in Delaware, Ohio. I'm just north of Columbus. The game is being played in Houston, Texas currently. So thank you for your question. Harry Hillbilly, let's go. Good to see you back, my man. Go Aviators. We're down 7-0 right now, but let's see how it goes. I'm actually watching on my TV over here. I changed the angle a little bit and watching on my TV, so I can, since I'm flying solo, I can keep track of the chat more easily. That's why you're seeing that right now. All right, here's the kickoff to the Aviators. It falls in the landing zone, so we're going to get a return to the 25, to the 30. He's looking to try to get a few more yards, and he's still on his feet, and they call him down at the 35. So that's where the drive will start for the Aviators. All right, let's go ahead and add our little graphic here for you for the score. Here we go. That way, if people show up, they'll know exactly what the score is. Boom, there we go. Columbus 0, Houston 7. First drive for the Aviators. 7:42 to go in the first quarter. We've got trips to the right, single receiver set to the top. Under center is the quarterback. He drops back, he looks left, looks to the right. 5 yards for 5-yard reception. Number 7 sets down in the zone right there. Let's go ahead and pull up some of those stats too. That was McClendon with the throw. He's 80 of 118 on the season, 3 interceptions, 5 touchdown passes, 67.8% on the season. He's averaging 181 passes per game. 2nd down and 5. McClendon under center again. Fakes the handoff, being rushed. Does get the ball off before he gets sacked, incomplete. He was trying to get it out to the tight end. That sets up a 3rd down and 5. And again, the offensive line not handling the rush here. It was just a stunt, and the right guard just whiffed. He saw the fake by the linebacker. He releases the end, and the tackle didn't pick him up, and McClendon's got nowhere to go with it. He does get the football off, throws it at the feet of the tight end before he was sacked. 3rd and 5, first 3rd down of the game for the Aviators. 4 receivers set. McClendon hit again. Off, throws it across the middle. That was for Wells, incomplete. Sets up a 4th and 5, and not a good start to this football game if you're the Aviators. And Ted Ginn Jr. shaking his head in disappointment, not liking that first offensive set. That was ugly. That did not look good. Did not look good. Where's your partner, says Vader. Well, he had a date after church today, he said, with his significant other's parents that he forgot about. So DK is not with us. We're flying solo. He said he'd be back hopefully Friday. Here's the punt by the Aviators. Good hang time. Nice punt. This thing is going to take a bounce and into the end zone. Houston gets ready for their second drive with 5:40. Why is the clock still moving? Is this a running clock? I didn't realize. Is a running clock during a commercial? No, come on. They're gonna have to. The clock was not stopped. Clock operator error. Happy Sunday afternoon, by the way, everybody. 14 people watching live right now. We appreciate that very much. Columbus down 7-0 to start this football game. Houston got the kick, drove it right down the field. They had it right across midfield. There was a 4th and 7. They had to go for it since they were across the 50. A great opportunity for Columbus to get off the field defensively, set the offense up with good field position. Houston, they got a nice little 15-yard gain on an out route. Should have been broken up. Defender was right there. He just missed the football. Receiver catches it, gets 1 foot down in bounds. You only have to get 1 foot down in the UFL. First down, Houston. They march it down the rest of the way by turning around and handing it off. Houston has not ran the football well at all this year. And on that drive after that first down, they ran it right down our throats. That is the Achilles heel of this defense. That's why I said it's really important Columbus get out ahead. They need to play with the lead. It forces other teams to throw the football more, which is definitely the strength of this defense. It is not stopping the run. Oh, what's up, my man? Aviators have to find a way to protect McClendon. They played pretty clean last week and looked great offensively. They did. When I rewatched the game, the offense, that was definitely the best game the offensive line played all year. When he's under pressure, he just needs to take off and run and use those legs. I mean, he doesn't maneuver in the pocket very well, but he's a weapon when he runs, tucks it and runs. You got to give the guy more than 2 seconds to throw the football, though. When you got the route tree that's going to take 2.5, 3, 4 seconds for the route tree to develop, and he's under pressure in 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, it doesn't bode well. So I can't blame him for all of it. You are absolutely 100% right, Russell. The offensive line needs to give him more time. And the second down was a 2nd and 5, and the linebacker stunts, and the guard releases his block, and the tackle's out there in no man's land. I mean, this is basic offensive line stuff, and they struggle at it, to say the least. Anyways, good to have you all with us this lovely Sunday afternoon. We hit 201 subscribers. 2 more of you hopped on and gave us your sub. Appreciate that. We're over 200. Only 799 more, right? There's got to be 799 more Aviator fans out there, right? Share the channel with somebody if you don't mind. Copy it, put it on your social media. Let's get as many people hopping on as we possibly can today. Great day for football. Not really sunny where I'm at. It's not really warm either in north central Ohio like it was before this cold front moved through after the rain the other day. Man, it was beautiful on Thursday. Oh, gosh, it was a beautiful day. 1st and 10 for the Gamblers. They are on the 25-yard line. They're going to have to march it a little bit further this time than last after the punt went into the end zone. We got a 2-receiver set, top of your screen, running back in the eye behind the quarterback. He turns to the right, hands it off. That's 7-8 yards right off the bat. Huge gash, hole on the right side of the offensive line. And Eric Price, the offensive coordinator for Houston, he's already seen what we've been seeing. I wouldn't put the ball in Henderson's hands. He's not a good quarterback. He's not going to win you the game. Let him just turn it around and hand it off. This Aviators defense is going to have to get more aggressive in stopping the run. Shoot the gaps, baby. Let's go. Handoff. No, he read it. RPO, faked it. Win up the middle, gets 4 yards. First down. That's Henderson, the quarterback with the carry. 4 yards and a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the 36 for the Gamblers. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. 1st and 10. Do it again. If you're Houston, not if you're Columbus. Let's go, Aviators. Come on, man. Let's get a stop. 2 receivers set. Under pressure is Henderson. Looking downfield. He gets it off right before he gets sacked. Throws it out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Good pressure that time by the defense. Quick huddle by the Gamblers. 4 receiver set. Trips to the left. Running back to the left. Again, hands it off. And 1 yard gain before he's wrapped up by the Columbus defense, setting up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. Got to get off the field here. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this football game. In the first quarter in this football game. First quarter. Houston with a 7-0 lead. Stone comes out on 3rd down for a breather. Columbus going to have a 4-down lineman here. Defensive end standing up. 3 receiver set, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top, tight end to the left as well. Running back goes in motion. It's the wheel route to the running back. No one had him. No one picked him up. 1st down, Houston across midfield. No one was there. Linebacker came in on a blitz, I believe. Let's see. Oh, the nickel corner comes up. And the nickel corner comes up on a blitz, and the middle linebacker is supposed to pick that up. He got picked by the receiver. Well-designed play by Houston. That was well-designed. Dang. Middle linebacker was late getting over because he got picked by the receiver who was at the top of the screen, came down and picked him. 1st and 10 from midfield. Now we're going to do a little razzle-dazzle. And no gain. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Who has the ball and what quarter is the game in? We are in the first quarter. The Houston Gamblers have the ball. It's their 2nd possession of the game. They have a 7-0 lead. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Houston from midfield. Columbus has been out there defensively a lot in this first quarter. RPO, he then does a little shovel pass to the tight end who was about 6 yards sitting in the zone. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 now at the 43. So 4-down territory. They've got 2 plays to get 3 yards and a 1st down and keep the drive going for Houston. Ball from the 43-yard line. They got to get it to the 40. Again, 3 receivers set, tight end to the top as well. Turns and hands off to the running back right up the middle. Give him 7-8 yards before he's touched, and it's a first down. White. They're just gashing us. Looks like Columbus is doing a line shift on defense. Yeah, this isn't anything fancy. This is just one-on-one football. Run it right up the gut. Jalen White, 4 carries, 22 yards already this game. That's 5.5 yards per carry. His average is coming up. First down, Houston. There's a pass to the receiver who's on a nice little route there. Comes over the middle. Gets 15 yards and a first down. Who was that? That was a nice little play. Let's see. Houston receiving. Number 13. That was Kirkland. That's his second catch of the game. 3 receivers set. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top. Tight end is on the right side of the line. Running back goes in motion to the left of the quarterback. Columbus showing blitz. They get it, and almost got an interception there. Incomplete on first down there. That was a nice play defensively. Nice rush by Columbus. Disrupts the play. He goes to the tight end on a little jump pass. He bobbled it. Defense was all over it. We almost come away with an interception. Really could have used that. That's the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Houston holding on to a 7-0 lead at the end of 1. Who's the quarterback for Houston? That's a great question, my friend. The quarterback is Nolan Henderson today. This is his 4th game he's played in. He's 22 of 39 passing coming into this game. 2 interceptions and no touchdowns yet, no passing touchdowns. He had also had 2 fumbles so far in the season. So you had to feel coming into this game Columbus had the quarterback advantage, but so far Houston has just possessed the ball so much more than Columbus. Jalen McClendon for Columbus this year is 80 of 118 and 3 interceptions. That's a 67.8% passing percentage, 724 yards, and 5 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. He also is really good at running the football. McClendon is, like I mentioned before. His stats as far as running this year, he's 25 attempts for 150 yards. That's good for 6 yards per carry. He's actually the leading rusher for Columbus this season. So hopefully we see more of that in the second possession. But defensively, Columbus is going to have to find a way to get off the field right now because this isn't setting up for a good start here for Columbus. Let's see. I was trying to see if they have the live feed. There we go. I might be able to share this screen with everybody and try to make this look a little better. 17 of you watching live, we appreciate that very much. Please hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and try to give you guys more of a live interaction look here for those who aren't able to watch currently. Let's see how this looks. There we go. That might give you guys a little better of a look into this game. These are live stats according to the UFL website. That might answer some of those questions you're asking there. All right, here we go. Switch sides of the field. Houston now 2nd and 10, ball on the 20, so they're right on the red zone here. Henderson in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, looks down the field, throwing towards the end zone. Oh, ball's almost tipped. What a play by the receiver. He almost comes down with that for a touchdown. I think Columbus thought he was going to overthrow the receiver there. And we got a personal foul on Columbus, roughing the passer. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Houston. So even on a second down where you come away with an incomplete pass, the defense gets a roughing the passer. Oh, yeah, you got to hold up, bro. Defensive end was coming in hot. He doesn't stop his momentum, hits the quarterback after he throws. They're going to call that every single time. Now a first and goal from the 10. Houston threatening to go up 14-0 here. And there's a slant by the receiver at the top of your screen for 5 yards, setting up a second and goal for the Gamblers. Second and goal. Columbus is struggling here at the start of this game defensively. Ball in the 5. 3 receivers set. Hands it off. Nope. He's going to keep it himself. First guy misses. Dives into the end zone. Henderson with a rushing touchdown. The Gamblers now go up 13-0. Nolan Henderson, the quarterback for Houston, with the carry for the first down, for the touchdown, and Houston has jumped out on Columbus 14-0, and they've only ran 3 offensive plays. This defense, I'm telling you, man, Houston had them well scouted. I don't consider myself a genius when it comes to this sport. I've watched enough of it to know what good and bad football looks like. That is bad football, to say the least. Houston up 14-0 after the extra point. It's good. After this game, Louisville and travels to Dallas. Dallas, I believe, is 3-1 on the year. Louisville is 1-3. So that'll be right after this game. If you want to double dip on your UFL football today, we will not be broadcasting that on our channel. However, you can watch that on the Boob Tube if you're interested. Yeah, they're going to have to make some serious adjustments defensively if they're going to come back in this football game. And they cannot keep letting Houston just score at will here. All right, here's the kickoff to Columbus. He catches it in the catch zone and gets to the 29 before he's tackled. And there's a flag on the play. And now they're going to interview Captain Munnerlyn, and this is going to be embarrassing for him because ESPN's out here saying, man, what do you got to do to stop them? You guys suck right now. You can't stop anything. Jeez. I hate how they do these interviews with the coaches, man, on the sidelines. I hate it. For a purist, someone who loves the sport, I look at that, and as someone who's coached sports before, get out of my freaking face. I'm coaching a game. Like I can't handle that. I know that they're trying to make it like, hey, it's new and neat and great for the fan experience, and leave me alone while I'm coaching, man. All right, Columbus got the football at the 30. Wow, we got all the way to the 33, so there's a penalty on Houston. This is an RPO by McClendon who keeps it, rolls out to the right, gets a couple yards before he slides So it'll be a second down, and we'll call it a long 3 for Columbus. Went over 200 subscribers, as the graphic shows right there. We appreciate that very, very much as we continue to try to grow our channel here. Up to 202 subscribers now. Appreciate that very much. Second down and 7. We're going to hand it off. We're going to lose a yard. And Columbus is arguing amongst themselves. This is not good today. I don't know what happened from last weekend to this weekend, but it is like a completely different football team we're watching from Columbus right now. They are all out of sorts defensively and offensively. They can't get anything started. This is only the 6th play of the game right now for Columbus. No first downs yet. This is a 3rd and 8. They've gained 7 yards of offense through those first 5 plays, and they trail 14-0. McClendon in the shotgun. He's able to get the ball off. There's a reception. The ball's fumbled after the tackle, or are they going to call it an incomplete pass? He fumbles it when he's down, but looked like he caught it. That was Wells with the catch. McClendon almost got sacked. The defender, rusher, had his hand on his arm. He was able to double pump, not lose the football with the strength to get it off. He hits Wells, who came from the left to the right, and then, he fumbles that after he was tackled and fell down on the field. But great throw by McClendon. Good concentration by Wells. He makes a football play, tucks it even before he hits the ground. That's a catch all day long. And we got a Houston defender, one of the defensive backs, looks like he's banged up. Eli Walker, the safety, played at Kansas State with 61 tackles last year, was tied for 8th most in the league, it says. So, anyways, Columbus finally with a first down. That was big. They needed that. They absolutely needed that play, 100%. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. We appreciate each and every single one of you who are tuning in right now. Shoot us a message in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching the game from today. What else is on your docket this Sunday, everybody? I think I got to mow the yard after this game. I think that's on my to-do list from my wife. We've been treating our yard, and we've been mowing it every 5 to 6 days since we started treating it. We've been getting a lot of rain too, so the yard is very, very healthy. It is growing very, very fast. So I'm sure that's going to be what this boy's doing after this game. Currently, right now, Columbus has 31 yards to Houston's 140. And they're calling it 30 yards. They just corrected it. 30 yards to 140. 2 rushing yards. Houston has 70 rushing, 70 passing. Columbus has 3 penalties. Houston's got 1. Houston's got 12 first downs in 2 drives. Columbus, that was their first down of this game. Houston is 3 of 4 on 3rd downs, 1 of 1 on 4th downs. Columbus is 1 of 2. Houston's ran 25 plays. Columbus has only ran now 6 plays. Houston has been in the red zone twice and come away with 2 scores. Columbus hasn't even crossed midfield until just now. Houston has possessed the ball for 14 minutes to Columbus's 3 minutes and 50 seconds so far. That's not good. That's not good. So Henderson's got 70 passing yards. McClendon's got 28 so far. Jalen White is the leading rusher for Houston with 22 yards and a touchdown. McClendon has got 3 yards. He's the leading rusher for Columbus. Lawrence Keys, 2 catches, 26 yards for the Gamblers. And Antoine Wells has got 23 yards receiving. He was the one who just caught that first down. Earlier this week, the defenders dominated the Birmingham Stallions 45-28, and the Battlehawks were able to beat Orlando 25-17. That's Orlando's first loss of the season. Of course, Orlando beat Columbus in week number 1 down in Orlando. And that was their first loss. Columbus 4-receiver set on first down from the 38. The ball's handed off on a sweep to the right for a couple yards, setting up a 2nd and 8. That was Lovett with the carry for Columbus. John Lovett on the season has had 32 carries. He leads the team with the most carries with 32. 154 yards so far this season, 4.7 yards per carry. Second on the team in running backs per yards per carry. White is leading the team there. Another 3-receiver set on second down. McClendon hits the tight end who went in motion for a first down and more. He gets into the red zone all the way down. They're going to say to the 15-yard line. Great catch and run there by the tight end. That's Elise Mack. That was his 9th catch on the year, and he now goes over 100 yards from the tight end position. That was a great catch and run right there for Mack. That was close to his longest on the year. First and goal from the inside the red zone for the first time today for Columbus. There's the handoff. Dancing to the right, finds a hole, gets 9 yards all the way down to the 6-yard line. Good carry right there by Lovett for the Aviators. That sets up a 2nd down and 1 from the 6, and Columbus is going quick. McClendon brings the team to the line of scrimmage. He looks over the defense, sends a receiver in motion, comes across the middle of the line of scrimmage, handoff to Lovett. That's a hold. No flag. Lovett gets that yard and a first down, and Columbus gets lucky. They didn't get caught with a holding call there. First down, Columbus will be first and goal from the 5-yard line. Can the Aviators punch it in? Just inside the 5-yard line. Here we go, Columbus. Let's go. We got to cut this lead in half here. First and goal. Man in motion. That's the tight end. It's going to be an extra blocker to the left. Gets it to about the 1.5-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down and goal. And that time it was White with the carry. Mount Sterling, Ohio. All right. T-ball in a couple hours. Gotta love baseball in summertime with the kids, right? Good old T-ball. Mount Sterling, Ohio, checking in with the Aviators today. 2nd down and goal from the 1.5. Again, we hand it off. He's inching forward. He gets it to the 1 before he's tackled. Again, that's White. White saying, let's go. Let's speed it up. Let's catch him off guard. It's 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Current drive for Columbus, 9 plays, 66 yards, almost 5 minutes. And we go with QB sneak for a touchdown. Columbus is on the board. Make it 14-6. McClendon with another rushing touchdown on the season. And Columbus is right back in this thing. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year for the quarterback, Jalen McClendon. Great block by the center. He just runs right between the center and the right guard, finds the gap, reaches the ball across the goal line for the tutty. And now Columbus, will they go for the extra point? They're going to go for 1, 2. What are we going to do here? Going to go for 1. Try to cut this lead in half. 202 subscribers. Appreciate all of you very much. All right. Snap, hold, kick. He squeezes it in just on the right. Almost missed that extra point. Columbus makes it a 14-7 game. We'll update your graphic here for you as we go to commercial break. That was a much better drive that time. Much better drive. Now, the defense is going to have to answer because so far the defense has sucked royally today. They have looked awful. All right, let's get this updated. Indeed, let's go. And there we are. After that drive, Columbus now has 72 total yards to Houston's 140, 52 on in the air, only 20 on the ground. So we've cut it. We've cut about everything in half is what we've done so far. Now it's the defense's turn, and this defense this year, well, they've been hot and cold. They played decent last week, but so far to start this game, man, not liking what we're seeing. Tony Fields leads the team in total tackles with 27. Fred Tompkins is at second with 25, and then there are several others with double-digit tackles, including Henry Black, Kenny Wellikus, Kyrie Woods, Michael Lawson, Ron Stone, O'Donnell Fortune, Patrick Jenkins has 10 tackles. Kendrick Whitehead has got 10 as well. Leading the team with interceptions this year, Smoke Monday's got one. What a name. Michael Lawson's got one. So 2 interceptions on the stat sheet. Fumble recoveries, we don't have any at this time. So defensively, time to pick it up, boys. Todd Haley, former Kansas City Chiefs head coach from 2009 to 2011, former offensive coordinator for the Cardinals, Steelers, and Browns. He's getting a little attention there by ESPN on the sideline for an interview. Looks like it's hot down there in Houston. Everybody's sweating. All right, Columbus is going to kick off now to Houston. This will be the Gamblers' third possession of the game. 8:57 left in the second quarter, my friend. 8:57 to go. This ball lands in the return zone. He's going to go to the right. Well played by Columbus. He only gets to the 24-yard line before he's wrapped up by the Aviators special teams. Well done. Nice job. There is a flag on the play. Columbus has got 3 penalties in this football game to Houston's 1. Let's see who this is on. On the receiving team. Illegal formation on the receiving team. Interesting on a kickoff. So they're going to move it back even more. This falls right into Columbus's lap defensively. Here we go. First and 10. They're starting on the 19-yard line, going left to right on your screen. 4 receiver set, trips to the top. Henderson's going to dump it off right away on a nice little swing pass to the running back. He gets 12 yards and a first down. Had a lead blocker. The tackle was out ahead of him as a lead blocker. Nice design little run. So they show everything to the left. They go right to the right, throw it to the running back out of the backfield. Nice little play. The experienced play caller is just absolutely dominating Columbus's inexperienced defensive play caller. That's all it is, other than the fact that we can't stop the run right up the middle. First and 10 now from the 31-yard line. They're going to hand it off up the middle like we just said, and they're going to get 3 yards on first down, setting up 2nd and 7. Just under 8 minutes to go in the quarter. 2nd and 6. They gave him 4. 7.5 to go. Play clock down under 10. 2 receivers to the top. 12-man formation. 2 tight ends set. Running back in the eye. He turns to the left. Hands it off to the left. Little hole there for 2 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. Henderson likes the call. He looks over to the sideline. Houston's going to huddle up here on this big 3rd down for Columbus. Can they get off the field? They've yet to get off the field defensively in this game. Big 3rd down here for Columbus. We have trips to the right, tight end on top of the screen. Furthest wide receiver goes in motion right across the line of scrimmage. Back to the running back again. Again, no one's got the running back. It's the same play. They've ran it 3 times now. Huge play by the Gamblers. You got to put someone on the running back. My goodness. That's 3 times they've run that play. No one is there. They're just sending the running back from the backfield, and they're going right to him on a little wheel route, man. He's wide open every time. 1st down, ball across midfield all the way to the 38-yard line of Columbus. He looks to the left. Henderson now, he's looking back to the right. He's just going to throw it at the feet of the defender. He is out of the box, so it's not intentional grounding. It'll be 2nd down and 10. This is incredibly frustrating if you're Ted Ginn Jr. You gotta get in the ear of your defensive coordinator and say, dude, put someone on the running back. They probably have close to, 70, 80 yards through the air on 3 plays, just throwing it to the running back out of the backfield. Everything else is well defended. 2nd down and 10 now from the 38. 4 down territory once again. Turns to the left, hands it off to the left. Big tackle. Maybe a yard or 2. Big hit by the Aviators. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Big Stone Jr. denies the running back. 3rd and 9. What does Captain Munnerlyn draw up this time on 3rd down? 3rd and 8 from the Columbus 36. RPO, he hands it off to the running back. Bad call. Loss of 1. Columbus with a big 3rd down stop. Sets up 4th and long. Will they go for 3, or are they going to go for it on 4th and 10? They lost a couple. Looks like they're bringing in the field goal unit here. This is not a short field goal. This is about a 55-yarder from the right hash. 56-yard. Okay, 56-yard field goal attempt for Houston. Oh, we got called the whistle. They blow the whistle right before he kicks it. That would have been good. Houston called a timeout. Oh, you gotta ice your own kicker. He made that. 13 of you watching right now. Appreciate each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. We love it if you would subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We appreciate very much everybody who's tuning in. Flying solo today. No DK, no Wild Man, just yours truly. Trying to do what's right for all of you. Kenny Smith says, new subscriber, Kenny Smith. Appreciate you, Kenny. 1 hour ago. Awesome. If you also have subscribed to the channel and you are not Kenny Smith, let me know. We'd shout you out. Here we go. Snap is down. Kick is up. And it is no good. To the left. Houston ices their own kicker. Houston calls a timeout on their kicker. He comes back out, misses the long 56-yarder. He's wide left after nailing the first one. Oh, yeah, that was way left. No good. Columbus holds. Needed that. Plenty of time to cut even more in this lead. Ted Ginn Jr. excited about that miss. He's showing more emotion than most of the defensive players, that's for sure. Surprised we're not going to a timeout here. We're going to go right back to play. Columbus with the ball, 3 receiver set, 2 to the left, running back in behind the quarterback who's behind center. Nice little throw to Wells out of the backfield. Give him 5-6 yards, setting up second down. Wells came in motion, and then they threw it to him. Nice little timing route there. Sends him in motion, gets 6 yards, setting up a 2nd and 4. Columbus trailing 14-7. This is their 3rd offensive possession of the game. 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the first half. McClendon looks to the left. He's staring down his receiver. Bad throw. And we've got a penalty, defensive holding. He's saying is on the offense. He's not happy. Vincent Jr., the cornerback. And they are calling it on him. Vincent Jr., pass interference on Houston. He still don't like it. And he's yelling for the coach to throw a challenge flag out. Can you challenge that? He's not going to get it. He's upset. First down, Columbus. Ball on the Houston 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the top. This is a 12-man, 2 tight end set with a fullback in. Now we're going to swing it to White out of the backfield. He gets 2 yards and makes the first guy miss. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Columbus. That play didn't look nearly as good, nor did it work as well as what Houston made it look like. All right, 2nd down and 8. We're at 2:40 to go in the game. Under 10 on the play clock here. 3 receivers set, 2 to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Tight end goes in motion across, goes back to where he was at the top. Again, now we got 5 guys in motion. Ball is dropped in the hands of the receiver and just dropped. Dude, you got to catch that, Chisholm. He's on a slant from the left side. McClendon puts him right on the hands. I mean, you don't get a better pass than that. He lets it go through his hands, hits his body, incomplete. That's a first down all day long. Mistakes, man. One might argue that's why he's not in the NFL, I guess, right? 3rd and 8. Columbus, they're 4-down territory. Let's see if they can get some of it here. Delayed handoff. Nice move to the left. First down, Columbus. Went up the middle, made a nice juke on the linebacker, right out of his shoes. Gets the first down. Job well done. And Columbus gets a first down at the 2-minute warning, 1:58 to go. Teddy Ginn, he's still fired up on the sideline. He's finding his voice as a head coach, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta love that, man. That was a heck of a run right there. That was Toa Teua. Nice carry. He's coming into this game, he had 29 carries, 126 yards, and a touchdown. 4.3 yards per carry. And on that down, he ends up getting 9-10 yards and a first down. That was a big run for him. His longest on the season is 12 yards, so he almost eclipsed his longest carry of the year. All right, Columbus now, as we have the 2-minute warning, they're going to come back. Plenty of time. I think Columbus has got all their timeouts still remaining. So they have 3 timeouts. The clock. They don't want to give Houston too much time on the clock before halftime. Columbus will get the ball coming out of halftime. So even if they only come away with 3 points here, you're going to get the ball starting off the second half. You want to go into halftime having scored on 2 straight possessions. You have all the momentum, and you can come right out of halftime and take the lead. So obviously you want to score a touchdown and you want to tie this thing up with very little time left on the clock. But even if you take this thing down to, a couple seconds and you kick the field goal and you make it 14-10, you still are going to have all that momentum and you get the ball coming out of halftime. So we'll see. Columbus is in the driver's seat here with a great opportunity to take the lead. Let us know where you're watching from if you haven't already. We appreciate all of you. Statistically, right now, Columbus is making their move. They're eight yards away from 100 now. Houston has 183 on this game. 107 passing, 76 rushing to Columbus's 60 passing, 32 rushing. Houston's had the last couple penalties. They both have been penalized 3 times now. Columbus is now 3 of 4 on third downs. Houston is 4 of 6 on third downs. Total plays, Houston 32 to Columbus is 17. So they've almost doubled up Columbus still on the total number of plays. Big time opportunity here for Columbus. Minute 59, they put an extra second on the clock. Just on the outside of the red zone here from the 26-yard line is Columbus. 3 receiver set, tight end goes in motion. McClendon, I don't know what this is. This is not good. It was a pass to the receiver behind the line of scrimmage who was then looking to throw it. So a little razzle-dazzle. Houston was all over it. No one was open. Looked like they were going to get a big loss out of it, but the receiver does a jump pass and gets it out of bounds. That was wild. Let's not do that play again. 2nd down and 10. A couple seconds come off the clock. Minute 50 to go. McClendon under center. Looking down the field, throwing down the middle. Wide open. 1st down. Inside the red zone. Martin with the catch. The number 1 receiver on the team. Great. He's been quiet today. Great catch there, though. Inside the red zone. 1st down. Columbus. There we go. James, welcome in, buddy. Let's go Aves. Indeed. Let's go Aviators. Thank you, man. Smash that like button if you haven't already, James. Love for you to be a subscriber if you're not already. Columbus now with the opportunity here inside the red zone to put some more points on the board. We're going to hand it off. Looks like White gets a nice little dish out of the backfield. Give him 5-6 yards. Clock keeps moving. That's what we want. Or was that Lovett? Oh, that was White. Zaquandre White with the carry. 2nd down and 5. We're down to 45 seconds to go in the half. Columbus with the ball now on the 7.5-yard line. Receiver goes in motion. This looks like another run. They hand it off to Tua. He's missed. First guy missed. He's got a lane. Touchdown, Columbus. 32 seconds left on the clock. Nice play by Teua. Touchdown, Columbus. That makes it 14-13. Are you ahead of me, James? James says, let's go. I think he might have been ahead of me. He might have seen it already. Nice. They pull the left guard and the right guard and become lead blockers, and Teua just follows his blockers, sees the lane. Defender's got no shot. Touchdown, Columbus. Good block. I love it. Extra point opportunity to go up, to tie this thing up at 14. Let's see what happens here. Snap, hold, kick. He hits the upright. Oh, jeez. Nothing's going to go easy for this team, man. Nothing. 14-13. Good Lord. All that momentum. Kicking. Is it just a thing that if you come to Columbus, you can't kick? Is that just a thing now? It sure feels like it, doesn't it? All right, 203 subscribers. Gained another one. All right. What the heck? Come on. All right. Trying to update everybody's bracket. Tayua, 2 carries, 19 yards, and a touchdown so far. He's having a very good football game. Only 2 carries. He's earned himself a couple more carries, obviously, right? All right, here's the opening kickoff. Houston catches in the catch zone. He's going backwards. And again, special teams. Nice job. He only gets to about the 22-yard line. 26 seconds left for Henderson now. Clinging to a 1-point lead are the Gamblers. After a terrible start to this football game, Columbus has come roaring back to be down only 1 now with 26 seconds left in the first half. Three receiver set for Henderson. He's looking to his right, rolls to his right, throws to the receiver to his right for 6 yards, gets out of bounds. Second down and 4, 22 seconds left before halftime. They have a pretty good kicker, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a pretty good leg on him despite missing the last field goal. He did make it before his coach iced him for some weird reason. All right, 4 receivers set for Henderson. Throws over the middle, wide open towards midfield. Gets to the 47 before he's tackled with 14 seconds to go. Houston should probably spend a timeout here. You got 2 of them, but they're running to the line of scrimmage. Clock's moving. Now they call a timeout. Surprised they didn't call that timeout. Right at 14. We'll see if they put the second back on the clock here. This was the concern I had with scoring too quickly. Now you're giving Houston a chance to go back down and get that field goal, and then they got a kicker who can hit that 4-pointer, man. Make it 18-13. I like McClendon. Wet camera ink. Cool. Appreciate you. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's one of the more experienced quarterbacks in the league. So it's one of the reasons why I felt going into the season Columbus would have a chance to compete for a playoff spot was because of McClendon. And so far, through the first few games when they were trying to find their footing as a team, he was all their offense. They did put that second back on the clock. And now Columbus is going to call a timeout. 14 seconds to go. They do have a kicker who can kick that 4-point field goal. Remember, in the UFL, there is such thing as a 4-point field goal. So defensively, Columbus has just really been a detriment to the overall success of this team early on. They played really well last week, and it did not carry over to the start of this football game. Houston scored easily on their first 2 drives. Columbus shooting themselves in the foot. Then they get off the field. The offense finds their footing on the second drive and third drive. Again, extra point miss keeps them from tying the game. And now Houston is about 15 yards away from being in field goal range. Here's the snap. Henderson looking down the field. No one open. Still looking. Going deep. Way down the field. Oh, dove and just missed it. He almost caught that at about the 20-yard line, 15-yard line. And he loses his helmet in the process. The receiver does. Only 5 seconds left now. That would have been a catch, timeout, and then you discuss, do we go for it or go for the field goal? I don't know, man. That was almost caught it. That was right in his hands again. Right through the webs, right through the hands. Give it to Henderson. Give it up for Henderson. He was running around buying time, and then he throws one deep. All right, Columbus calls their second timeout after they see how Houston's lined up for this 2nd and 10 with only 5 seconds left. Quick slant, get down, call timeout, kick a 4-point field goal here. Is that what you do if you're Houston, or do you go ahead and go deep with it? I mean, it's Hail Mary. Columbus, do you give up a slant over the middle in order to prevent a Hail Mary here? I mean, there's a lot of discussion that's happening on this last play of the first half. Been an exciting first half of this football game. All right, 4 receivers, trips to the bottom. Here comes Henderson, rushes on. He's got a hand on him. Henderson rolls out of it, looking deep, throwing deep, all the way to the end zone. And the ball is incomplete. That is how the first half will come to an end. Houston clinging to a 1-point lead after the extra point miss on Columbus's second touchdown of the game makes it 14-13 for the Gamblers. Both teams come into this contest 1-3. They will play each other 2 games in a row, just like we did with Dallas in weeks 3 and 4. We're going to play Houston in weeks 5 and 6, back-to-back, once in Houston, once in Columbus, the first one being on the road in Houston. It was an 11 a.m. kick, local time there, 12 o'clock here on the East Coast. And so far, after 1 hour and 18 minutes, 30 minutes of play, 2 quarters, Houston leads 14-13. Woo! Take a breath, Boggs. I am flying solo today, but let's go ahead and take a look at our stats, shall we? All right, so Houston scores 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Columbus got all 13 points in the second quarter. They only had 1 drive of offense for 3 plays and I don't know, what was it, 3 yards or something like that in the first drive in the first quarter. Everything in the second quarter. Total yards. Houston leads 207-118. They have 131 passing yards to 74. 76 rushing yards to Columbus's 44. Each team has 3 penalties. Columbus 8 first downs to Houston's 15. On third down, Columbus is 3 of 4. Houston is 4 of 6. Houston is 1 of 1 on fourth down. Houston's ran 36 total plays to Columbus's 21. Both teams have entered the red zone twice. Both teams have come away with scores. Columbus has possessed the ball for 10 minutes and 41 seconds. Houston has almost doubled them up at 19 minutes and 19 seconds. That Columbus defense has been out there on the field quite a bit. They just can't get off the field. Columbus has 2 tackles for loss for 3 yards. Houston 1 tackle for loss with only 1 yard. As far as passing is concerned, Houston's leading, Nolan Henderson is leading the team, obviously, 131 yards passing. Jalen White is leading the team in rushing, 5 carries, 24 yards and a score. Lawrence Keys, 3 catches, 43 yards for the Gamblers. On the other side of the field for Columbus, Jalen McClendon, 74 yards passing thus far. Tua Taua, 2 attempts, 19 yards and a tutty. And Antoine Wells, 2 receptions, 33 yards for your Aviators. He leads all receivers for Columbus. Let's see, that's Jalen White for Houston. He got this the scoring started on this game on the first drive with a 2-yard touchdown score at the 7:56 mark to make it 6-0. Holland with the extra point made it 7-0. Houston came back and scored again on their second drive. Henderson rushed the quarterback, Nolan Henderson. He scored on a 5-yard QB scramble. That made it 13-0. Hoyland again, the extra point, made it 14-0 at the 13:53 mark in the second quarter. That's when Columbus got things started. Jalen McClendon, a run up the middle for 1 yard on a 3rd and goal. At the 9-minute mark, made it 16-14. Coe, the kicker, he got the extra point the first time to make it 7-14. And again, Columbus gets the ball back with about 4 minutes to go in the first half. Taua scores on a 7-yard scamper to make it 14-13. Coe misses the second extra point, and that's how we got to 13-14. Houston holding on to that 1-point lead at halftime. Again, 12 of you watching right now, we appreciate each and every single one of you doing so at this point of this telecast. I'm going to take a bathroom break here real fast here at halftime. We'll come back here in a few minutes and we will get the second half started for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every single one of you doing so. Please like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Kenny Smith, Daniel Matthews, James Glasgow, appreciate you guys becoming subscribers of the OHIO Podcast YouTube channel for the Columbus Aviators. We appreciate that. We'll be right back in the second half. Get that going for you as Columbus looks to win their second game in a row and get themselves back in playoff contention on the road in Houston. We'll join you in just a few minutes. All right. Short little break for yours truly. Who we got watching right now? It says there's 9 of you with us this evening. Appreciate all of you. Love to know who's watching this evening. This afternoon, I guess. Well, let's check some other scores, shall we? We'll start with the UFL. Week 5. Week 5. Friday night, the DC Defenders moved to 4-1 on the season. After losing that week 1 loss, they've won 4 in a row now. They beat the Birmingham Stallions, who have lost 4 in a row after winning week 1. 45-28 was the score. That was Friday night. Then yesterday, Saturday, the St. Louis Battlehawks, who were 2-2, they went on the road and they were playing the undefeated Orlando Storm. The Battlehawks squeak one out 25-17. They hand the Storm their first loss. The Battlehawks now move to 3-2 on the season. I think Storm is really overrated. I just do. I've not been impressed with them. Then you got this game, the 1-3 Aviators, the 1-3 Gamblers. They're playing in a tight one now. Gamblers up 14-13, obviously. Next up, after this game, you've got the Louisville Kings, who are 1-3 on the year. They travel to Dallas. The Renegades are 3-1 on the season. So if the Renegades beat the Kings, which I assume they will, with the Stallions having lost already, and if Columbus can pull this win out in the second half, they will move up to seventh. No, they will move up to fifth. They will move up to fifth in this 8-team league, one out of the playoffs. They will be a game ahead of the Kings, the Gamblers, and the Stallions, who will all be tied there for, I guess, sixth. So Columbus needs this win to go 2-3, be a game from 500, and they'll be right there, just one game behind the Battlehawks for that fourth playoff position. Yeah, they've got the opportunity here. They need to get to 5-5, have a chance. 6-4 would be even better. 6-4 probably gets you in. So we'll see what Columbus will do here in the second half of this game. Of course, next week, Columbus will be at home Friday night, 8 o'clock kick on Fox against these same Gamblers. Their week 7 game is, again, an 8 o'clock kick on Friday night. They go to St. Louis. That's going to be a big playoff type game for them on the road. St. Louis, which plays in the Dome there, has the best home field advantage in the UFL. That's going to be a massive game. Week 8 for the Aviators. It's a Sunday afternoon kick, 1 p.m. They go to Birmingham. Week 9, they host Birmingham on Saturday there at the in Columbus, and then week 10 they finish up at home hosting Louisville. So you look at that: Louisville 1-3, Stallions, the Birmingham Stallions 1-4. The Stallions again, week number 8, 1-4. Week 7 on the road, that's a toughie. That's the St. Louis game. Week 6, next week against the Gamblers. St. Louis is the only team left on their schedule in the last 5 weeks with a winning record. So they need to make hay here in the second half down in Houston, come back home and look at those last 5 games and say, if we go 4-1, we just beat the teams we should beat. We've got a legitimate shot to get ourselves into the playoffs. And, hey, you go down to St. Louis and you knock off the Battlehawks, you own the head-to-head against them. And if you guys both end at the same record, you're in and they're out. So Columbus has got the opportunity before them, even though they got off to a slow start. They got the opportunity to make hay here and put themselves in a situation to be successful heading down the stretch. So, all right, Columbus is out of the locker room from halftime. They will get the ball first here in the second half. Some halftime adjustments that should hopefully have been made. They need to play stronger up front, and they need to make sure that those linebackers, those outside linebackers, are cognizant of the running back coming out of the backfield. That play, that little wheel route by that running back has ate us up big time this game. They need to stop that play. If they stop that play, so far Houston has not been able to really do a ton of damage through the air on us one-on-one on the outside with their receivers. And I didn't think they would. They have gashed us up the middle with the run. Everybody's gashed Columbus up the middle with the run so far this season. But that little wheel route by that running back, they're going to have to stop that play. All right, Hoyland is going to be kicking off here to start the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting underway right away here. Columbus will be getting the football. Let's hope for a better second half for our Aviators. Yes, let's do this. Let's get to win number 2. I'd like to call a win finally for these guys. I didn't get a chance to call last Friday's game. Here's the kick. falls in the landing zone at about the 14-yard line. We got a lead blocker as he goes to the right. Makes the first guy miss. Gets to the 32-yard line, 32 and a half. That's where we're going to start off for Columbus here in the second half. 3 offensive possessions for the Aviators in the first half. After going 3 and out in the first drive, they scored 2 touchdowns in their second and third drives. Get 13 total points. Here we go. I'd like to see, and they're having trouble getting the play in, it looks like. McClendon turns around and says, give me the freaking play. Let's go. Here we go. White starting off in the backfield with McClendon. He's just slightly left to the quarterback. It's a 3-receiver set, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Tight end also there at the bottom of your screen. Hand off to White. Give him a yard. He's gobbled up right away. Pretty unimaginary there. That was not that great of a start. I would have hoped for something better on first down. Second down and 9. They gave him 2. How generous of ESPN. All right. We'll call it 2, I guess. Second down and 8. Receiver goes in motion. Sits down and in on the backfield. McClendon looks over the middle. Nothing there. He's sacked. Goes down. He's going to lose that 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 10. Pocket collapsed on him. He stepped up in the pocket. No one was open. Not a lot of time to throw the football. He pump faked on his first attempt. He gets gobbled up for a loss. 3rd and long. All right, 3 receivers set. All trips to the bottom. McClendon takes the snap. Plenty of time. Throws to the tight end, who was coming over the middle. 4 yards. Mack is tackled right away, and it'll be 4th down. I don't like that play call at all. 3rd and 9, and you run a route that's 4 yards. Wow. 4th and 6. Punting team in. Houston's coming for the block. They get the kick off. Very good kick. And again, this thing bounces and just gets into the end zone. Oh, so close. Landing on the 1. Monopoly, 18-10. What happened with the extra point? Wide left, wasn't it? Wide left. Just missed it. He's a kicker in Columbus. I mean, that's kind of goes without saying. Just missed it. Good to have you, though, Monopoly 1810. Not sure if I've seen you in our live before or not, but we're glad you're here. Feel free to smash that like button if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Well, Columbus starts the second half just like they started the first half offensively, going 3 and out. And the defense is going to have to step up once again. I don't like playing from behind with this team. This team does not play well from behind defensively. They really struggle. When they play with a lead, like we saw last week against Dallas, it forces your opponent to throw the football, and it plays into the strength of this Columbus defense. They're really good in the secondary. They are weak up front and stopping the run. And when your opponent has a lead and could run the football on you, it seems like this defense is just all out of sorts, and they can't get off the field. And it really puts pressure on your offense to have to become one-dimensional because you constantly are having to score. In a game like this that's tight, anything's possible. But Columbus had all that momentum going into halftime, that extra point, man. Dang it. Kind of surprised that Nolan Henderson has outplayed Jalen McClendon so far, the quarterback for Houston. He's one of the least statistically better quarterbacks in the league so far this season. Well, there's Ron Stone Sr. for the New York Giants, and then Ron Stone Jr. is playing for the Columbus Aviators at defensive end. And then Rana Stone and Ronnie Stone. Man, they got talk about a family. Ronika Stone. Man alive. She's married to Jordan Love. Wait, what? Wow. That's a very athletic family right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Houston with the football at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Henderson got 8 up in the backfield. Huge sack for Columbus. That's a coverage sack right there. No one was open. Willikis comes flying in from the left side. Henderson gets sandwiched on that. Should be a sack. It should be half a sack for 2 guys. Oh yeah. Man. Loss of 9. Huge sack. 2nd and 19. Houston hands it off. He's scrambling to the right. Ball's loose! And Houston falls on it. The lineman fell on a big hit by the linebacker for Columbus. Jarred the ball loose. All of a sudden, this defense has woke up a little bit. That was Monday with the big hit. Coming out of the secondary. Man. Put the helmet right on the ball. If not for the offensive lineman being aware and falling on it, that's a Columbus football. 3rd and 19, ball on the 16-yard line. Get off the field, defense. My gosh, let's go. There's a holding call. That's going to be a hold on Houston. They only got 4 yards. They're going to decline. They're going to decline the hold. That'll set up 4th and 15. Yep. Hold on the offense. They decline the penalty. 4th and 15. Houston's going to have to punt it right back to Columbus. Good stop by the defense. Huge answer there by the defense. Good job. Got a sack. Had the fumble. Well played series there for the defense. That's the best they've looked so far today. Houston's going to have to punt it. Ball on the 20. Columbus should get decent field position here. Let's see. We're going to catch the ball at the 36. We've got a running lane. He's to the 45. He steps out of the 49-yard line. Columbus is almost to midfield already on their second drive of the second half. So here we go. Let's go, right? This is our opportunity to take the lead. 20 of you watching right now. Appreciate all 20 of you watching live. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this thing. Here on the OHIO Podcast, Columbus Aviators channel. 203 subscribers currently. We appreciate all of you. All right, Columbus with the ball. McClendon hands it off. Running lane to the right. He's going to get 3 yards to start off. That was White with the carry, I believe. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Columbus. That ball, that went over the 50-yard line there on that carry. So we're in 4-down territory. And what's one of the rules in the UFL, if you didn't know, by now most of you are aware, when you cross the 50-yard line, you are ineligible to punt. You have to go for it on 4th down. So Four down territory might change what we call here on second down. 2nd and 6 from the 46. McClendon fakes the handoff, and he throws it incomplete. Almost got a sack, did Houston. Not a lot of time for McClendon again. Under pressure. He's got basically, if the first guy ain't open, he needs to just run it because they're coming. And that offensive line ain't stopping a fart right now. 3rd and 6. Big third down here. Ball on the 46-yard line. 4 down territory. McClendon under pressure again. Going to be sacked. Loss of 3. Now we're looking at a 4th and long. And they cannot punt. Again, no protection. I mean, who's coming after? They came on a corner blitz. And I mean, just no one. 4th and long. Big down here because if they don't get a first down, Houston is going to get the football in great field position. 4th and 11 from the 49.5. They got to get it to the 39-yard line. McClendon looking left, staring down his receiver. Incomplete. Well defended by Houston. 4 and out. And Houston now has the ball at midfield. You had them right where you needed them. Offensive line. That's painful right there. All right, commercial break. Columbus defensively going to have to do it again now. Offense putting the defense in a bad place right here. Houston's going to get the ball on their own 49-yard line. 1 yard, and they're going to be in 4 down territory themselves. Houston so far has outgained Columbus. Despite only being down by 1 point, you would think, looking at these stats, that Houston should have a much larger lead. Houston at 205 yards total offense to Columbus's 121. 135 yards passing for the Gamblers to Columbus's 77. 79 rushing yards for Houston to the Aviators 50. Everything in the stat book tells you Houston should be winning this by more than 1 point. Time of possession, Houston 21 minutes, Columbus 15. But we're still in it. We got a shot. So you're telling me there's a chance, Boggs? Let's take a look at the MLB scores, shall we? All right. Just started. These games are just now underway. Phillies and Braves. Red Sox at the Orioles. Guardians at the Blue Jays. Twins at the Rays. Rockies at the Mets. Tigers at the Reds. All of those games are either in the first or in the bottom of the first. Kicking off here in a few minutes at the top of the hour. Yankees at the Houston Astros. Pirates at the Milwaukee Brewers. Nationals at the Chicago White Sox. Mariners at the St. Louis Cardinals. And Athletics at the Texas Rangers. Later this afternoon, Marlins travel to San Francisco to take on the Giants. The Padres will be playing the Diamondbacks just after 4 p.m. Eastern. Angels and Royals from Kansas City at 4:10. The Chicago Cubs, Troy, in the rubber match against the LA Dodgers from Los Angeles at 4:10. 4:40, that's the Rockies and the Mets at 4:40 this afternoon. No night game tonight. Do they not do Sunday night baseball anymore? I know they do a Saturday night in America, but they don't do Sunday night baseball anymore, huh? Oh, that's funny. So with the hat on, Columbus 5 plays 34 yards. When he took the hat off, Columbus has had 22 plays 87 yards and 13 points. So I was gonna say Teddy Ginn just doesn't look right with a hat on. I'm sure they want him to wear a hat, but yeah, it's not his thing, right? All right, here we go. Houston with the ball on their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Pressures on the Columbus defense to make something happen here. 4 receiver set, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Running back off to his right. He's going to pull it back from the running back on an RPO. Takes off running. Does Henderson gets 10 yards and 1st down. Cross midfield on a nice little RPO by the quarterback. Good read by Henderson. He's just reading that defensive end, watching the defensive end crash down on the running back. He pulls it back, and he's got a beautiful running lane. That is not how you defend that if you're Columbus. That is ugly. Ball now on the 41. 3 receivers set to the bottom. Hands it off to the running back. Gobbled up in the backfield. Loss of 2.5. Big defensive tackle number 99 for the Aviators. Destroys his man one-on-one and meets the ball carrier in the backfield. Palmer with a great tackle for Columbus. TFL, we'll take it. 2nd and 13. 4-down territory for Houston. All right, we're going to RPO it again, and this time he shovel passes it to the tight end. Again, he was on the RPO. He pulls it back from the running back, running to his left, and then he tried to shovel pass it to the tight end. It's a nice little fancy play. It's a little razzle-dazzly, but some bad things can happen. Tight end couldn't grasp it. That ball gets put up a little higher in the air. Columbus is going to intercept it, and they're going to be off to the races to the end zone. 3rd and 13. Big down here for Houston. Remember, they've got to go forward on 4th down. They have the ball on the 46-yard line of Columbus. Henderson scanning the field, running, looking, shoveling it out of bounds. That should be intentional grounding almost. Was he out of the pocket? He was. Did the ball get crossed the line of scrimmage? They say it does. 4th and 13. This is a super long field goal. Are they out of field goal range for their kicker? Did this thing get past across the line of scrimmage? It might not have. That's close. They're saying it did. Huh. 4th and 13. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Can Columbus get off the field again? Henderson's under pressure. He rolls out. He looks to his right. Incomplete. Columbus holds. Huge stop by the defense by the Aviators. Teddy Ginn and the boys doing it on defense here in the second half. And now the offense with an opportunity once again. They've not looked good so far coming out of halftime. Can they find themselves and find momentum offensively like they did at the end of the second quarter? Man, they look good in the second quarter, but in the first quarter and so far here in the third quarter, this offense has looked like trash. Defensively, after 2 terrible drives to start the game, the defense has stepped up big time. All right, no commercial break. We're going to roll with it. Columbus now with the football. McClendon under center. He's going to toss it back to the running back. Gets a full steam ahead. Gets about 3-4 yards. It'll make it 2nd down. We'll call it 4, and we'll say 2nd down and 6 for the Aviators. And this drive is marching on. Here we go. I don't know who they're interviewing on the defense, but he looks super excited. He's got crazy eyes right now. Willikis. My name is Willikis. Hands it off. Nothing there. White's going to lose 2 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 8. Right back, man. Just crushing our stuff on 2nd down. I don't know what we do on 2nd down. That has been a major issue on these drives stalling. In these drives that stall, it's 2nd down that's killing us. We've taken a sack a couple times. That's a loss on the pitch to the running back. Now it's 3rd and long. Now we did not cross midfield. So if we don't get a first down here, as long as we don't cross midfield, we're going to punt it. And I feel that's what we're doing. We just cross midfield. It's a run. He gets across the 50, and now it's 4th down. And I think they actually did not want to get that good of a gain so they could punt it, play the field position game. But Teua gets 8 yards, and now it sets up a 4th and 1. Oh, here we go. This is what makes the UFL unique right here. Is this going to be a quarterback keeper by McClendon? It's a 4th and a long one, too. No, we're going to toss it to the right. He cuts back to the left. Stopped again. Shouldn't have gone across the 50. Could have punted it. But no, we're going to give Houston the football right at the 50-yard line. Oh my gosh. Put it in the quarterback's hands. Let him roll out, run or throw. This offensive line cannot. Can you hear my frustration, folks? Keon Bars from USC. I remember him. All right, Houston takes over. Ball on their own 48. Henderson up to the top of his screen, wide open. 10-yard curl route. First down, Houston. Here they come. Flirting with disaster. Columbus has flirted with disaster this entire quarter. And Miller Jr. seems to be hurt. Cramping. DJ Miller Jr. from Kent State. Spent time with the Chiefs and Lions, played last season for the Michigan Panthers. Cornerback DJ Miller, he's cramping up right now. Man, I almost would have rather Teua just fall down so you could have punted that. Try to pin him deep. Play the field position game. On the 3rd and that's why they ran it on 3rd and 9. They ran it on 3rd and 9 thinking we're not going to get anything, we can punt it. And he gets 8 yards, cross midfield, and now you got to go for it on 4th down. And then on 4th down, you pitch it to your running back where the offensive line has not been able to do much of anything. He cuts it back because there's nothing there, and he's short by 2 yards. I mean, loss of 1. So I don't know why they don't just roll McClendon out and give him a tight end receiver or let him run it. Houston, here's a run on 1st down. He's going to get 9 yards, 9.5. He's just short of a 1st down. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Houston in field goal range now. Well in field goal range. They're almost down in the red zone. They might be near the red zone here. Second and 1 from the 31. So getting close. They are in field goal range. Hands it off. He makes the first guy miss, crosses the 1st down marker inside the 30 to the 28 before he's tackled is Major Jr., the running back for the Houston Gamblers. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28. Got to try to hold him to a field goal here. Three minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers set, 2 to the top for Henderson. He hands it off again right up the middle. Give him 2 yards before he's gobbled up. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 now. Columbus needs a big stop here again. On 2nd down. This is where offensively we struggle right here. 2nd down. Let's see what Houston does with 3 receivers and a tight end. Again, running the RPO. He pulls it back from the running back. He takes off running. Henderson does. He gets maybe 7 of that 8. Or are they going to give it to him? They gave it to him. Looked like he went out of bounds about a yard short, but they're saying maybe the ball crossed in bounds for a first down. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Inside the red zone, down to the 18. 4 receiver set, running back to the right. Hand off. There's 1 yard, making it second down and 9. He ran to the left, was gobbled up by that defense. Thomas, UK based here. Love NFL, which is followed worldwide. However, I believe this is second tier. Why does this get next to no coverage? There are thousands of leagues followed in soccer. Great question, Thomas. I'll get to that at the next commercial break. Great question, though. Second down and 9. Henderson looking to the top of his screen, one-on-one. Good defense. Oh, they're calling pass interference on Columbus. That was a late flag, man. Pick it up, dude. Nope. Pass interference in Columbus. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Houston. Kyrie Woods gets flagged for the PI. He had his head turned around. Were they saying he grabbed the receiver? Oh yeah. He had his left hand behind the receiver on this jersey, and the official saw it. Yeah, that's a PI all day long. Oh man, no, that's not half the distance to go. That's college. We're putting this ball on the 1. My bad. Handoff. No, sir. Denied on first and goal from the 1. He's going to go back half a yard. Second and goal. Good push up front. Nice job by the tackles. The interior of that defensive line getting a great push. Nowhere to go for the ball carrier, setting up a second and goal. Houston, who's killing this defense with the RPO. Wonder if that's going to happen again here. Now they're going to spread them out. 3 receivers, 2 up to the top. Hands off again. Again, good pressure by Columbus. Defender loses his helmet. It's rolling on the field. He makes the tackle anyways. That's a loss of 2 more yards. Now it's third and goal. That'll be the end of the third quarter. So Houston's going to get a chance to talk about this third down. All right, let's answer this question from Thomas Lewis 5390. Thank you for submitting your question, Thomas. He says he's UK based here. I'm assuming that's the United Kingdom and not the University of Kentucky. That's a little Ohio Midwest joke. That was probably a terrible joke. Anyways, he's from the United Kingdom. He says he loves the NFL, which is followed worldwide. However, I believe this is second tier. The UFL is 100% second tier. You are correct in your assumption. Why does this get next to no coverage? There are thousands of leagues followed in soccer. And he makes a great point. So there's a reason why the UFL is considered second tier and struggling to get a foothold here in the United States and worldwide when it comes to American football. Number one, it's the time in which it's played. It's called spring football. So it's springtime here in the United States. We're just coming out of winter. Football is almost universally considered a fall and winter sport, early winter sport. So as the leaves change color and the air gets a little chilled, that's when people think about football because it's traditionally been played in the fall. Obviously, after the NFL, college football, which is your major feeder league for the NFL, is considered the second most popular football league. It's very different than the NFL because it is college football. And so the rules are slightly different. The ages are obviously different, but it would be the major minor league, if you will. So if you think of Major League Baseball, the feeder league for Major League Baseball is AAA. So if you get drafted by a Major League Baseball team, you're going to go to single A and then work your way up to double A and eventually get to AAA. Once you get through AAA, you're going to be in the big leagues, right? College football would be your AAA, right? These guys, although they played in the AAA, although they played college football, now that they are beyond the age of playing college football, they're trying to get back into the league or get into the league. So they're not quite good enough to be professional NFL players. So that is where they're trying to show that, hey, I still got what it takes. So I hope I explained that right. I got some more thoughts on that, but let's get back to the action. Great question, by the way. Columbus gets the ball first. No, I'm sorry. My bad. It's 3rd and goal. Jeez. I was thinking Columbus was getting the ball here. Hopefully they get the ball back. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line after Houston gets it down to the 1 and goes backwards the next 2 plays. Wide open. He dropped it. They ran a curl route. The receiver was wide open. He had him in the corner of the end zone. He throws it short. Can't handle it. Incomplete. Columbus gets lucky right there. We get a break. That should have been a touchdown. That guy was wide open. Bad throw. Bad execution. Can't handle it. Let's see. Let's look at this throw. Let's see if it was low. It felt like it was low. It was a little low. That should have been caught. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a throw. Here's your extra point, or excuse me, your field goal attempt here by Houston. This is for 3 points. It's a 23-yarder, and it's good. 17-13. Houston goes up by 4. Let's get back to the question here. Whereas NFL and college aside, this doesn't seem known around our parts. It's new. It's kind of new. So the UFL merged with the XFL. They were 2 spring leagues that merged together. They have struggled to market themselves. It is a small league. It's only got 8 teams, so it only affects 8 cities in the United States. They need to expand it and they need to market it better. A lot of people don't like it because they watch the play on the field, like that the last play we just saw where the receiver drops the football in the end zone, and they say, "I'm not watching this. It's not good football. It's not entertaining. It's not as good as college or the NFL. So I'm not gonna watch it." You get a lot of that from people. But hey, we're trying to make it happen in Columbus, right? Winners will, if Columbus starts winning, people will go to the games in Columbus. I promise you that. All right, here's the kickoff from Houston. It lands in the catch radius zone. It has to be returned by Columbus. We're to the 25, 30. We got a lane, 35, 40, up to the 45. Good return by Columbus. We got a great return. Are there any flags on the play? Everybody's looking back like there's one. Maybe there was just some extracurricular activity after the fact. Great return by Columbus, setting up a good field position. Great block. Good hole. I like it. I like it. All right. Didn't Talia Tagovailoa play today? I don't think so. Are you thinking about Teua, the running back for Columbus? Different guy. Thomas is brilliant. Thank you. It's pretty much like non-league semi-pro here in UK. Appreciate it. Yeah, so a lot of these guys either didn't make the NFL or only played in the NFL for a year or two and then got replaced. So they got or a small cup of coffee. None of these guys are superstars in the NFL. None of them. But they're trying to get there. So it's still good football. I mean, after college in the NFL, this is the best you're going to get. But here's a pass to the receiver out of the backfield. He's breaking tackles, getting past the 40-yard line. Columbus is driving. That's a first down. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope I answered that. properly. Feel free if anybody else who's watching in the chat wants to put their 2 cents in on that question. We would love to get your feedback as well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We got one new subscriber. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. We're up to 204 now. 1st and 10, ball on the 36. I'll update the graphic here in a second. We got a receiver reverse to the left. He's going to get about 4 yards, 3 or 4 yards, setting up a 2nd and 6. All right, 2nd down and 5. This is where Columbus has been struggling on 2nd downs offensively. They've not helped themselves. Let's get something positive here. McClendon, plenty of time. Throws it to the receiver who slips after a couple yards. We'll give him 2.5, setting up a 3rd down, 3rd and 2.5. They are in field goal range here, so they can get that 3 points back. Let's go score, though, right? Forget that 3 points, man. Let's go take the lead. Eddie says, I just subscribed. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate that. Eddie McCarthy. I just subscribed. How are you watching the game? I would like to watch live. Yeah, I'm actually watching on my television here in my office. So just using YouTube TV. 3rd down, hands it off, makes the first guy miss, scrambles out of the backfield, gets the 1st down. Columbus, here we go. 1st down on a 3rd down. That was huge. Good run by White. Looked like he was going to get tackled in the backfield. He's got quick feet. He does a little jump cut to the left to get out of trouble. Had some extra blocking to the left. Good seal there by the left tackle, creating that lane where he was able to get those 3 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 now for Columbus. Ball on the 22. You go to fake the throw, delay handoff, nothing that time for White. That'll be a gain of nothing. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. There we go. We got our little graphic updated. I wish YouTube would let us actually show the games, but they do not. We would get flagged immediately. We don't have the right. When you see people showing stuff that's live like that, it's usually an overseas account that's doing it illegally. All right, McClendon out of the backfield to Teua, who catches it, misses the first guy, makes the second guy miss inside the 10 all the way down to the 5. Teua, man, he's slippery, isn't he? He is good. Columbus got the keys out, man. They're inside the red zone. Chance to take the lead. What's up, Lisa? Good to see you, girl. Happy Sunday, Lisa. Hand off to Teua. He's driving down to the goal line. He reaches the ball out just short, and he was down before the ball crosses the line, crosses the plane of the end zone. Teua, 2nd and goal. Columbus not wasting any time. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. This is going to Teua, guarantee it. Yep, he got it. And no, Houston denies him. Why did you take your helmet off in your celebration? The defender takes his helmet off and screams. Don't you have to come off the field now? Or is that also not a thing in the NFL? Eric Vader, how would you rate the quality of the CFL? Now, the CFL stands for Canadian Football League. The Canadian Football League, which I think is a summer league, starts later on, and it's got completely different players than the UFL. And again, I would rate it on the same level as the UFL. It's very different. The field is wider and longer. I feel like is there something with the number of players on the field in the UFL or something weird like that too? I do know the field is not the same dimensions as a regular NFL field, UFL, college, high school, like you have in regular football here in the United States, where it's 100 yards and then 55. I think the goalpost might be, or the end zone's 10 yards instead of 7, something like that. Maybe someone in the chat can remind me. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line for Columbus. McClendon rolls out, nothing there. He's going to get sacked. Gosh, dang it. You're on the 1-yard line with a chance to take the lead on 3rd and goal, and we're not on the same page. Terrible play call. Teddy Ginn Jr.'s pissed off. We have to settle for 3. Steven. What's up, Steve? I'll read your comment in just a second. We're going to go for a field goal here. Coe, right in the middle of the hashes. Chance to get down by 1. Yeah. He squeezes it. No! He missed a freaking field goal. As a fan of Ohio State, having missed an extra point and a field goal now, I feel like I'm getting scarred from field goal kickers. How can you miss that? That is easier than an extra point in professional football now. And he totally whiffs it. This game should be no worse than 17-all. Hey, Eric. Steven from the College Huddle just found out about this channel. To be honest, I'm slowly getting into the UFL, especially with Columbus in the mix now. Yeah, like I'll be completely honest with you right now. If Columbus didn't have a UFL team, I would not be watching. I would find something else to do with my time. Here's something else that's happening to me, just some personal stuff. I played baseball. My favorite sport was basketball. I've coached basketball. My best sport was baseball. I was a catcher. And I played it at a very high level. The day I hung up my cleats for the last time, I literally quit watching the game. It was too painful for me to watch because I wanted to play so bad still. And then baseball started to change, and I just quit investing my time. Last couple years, I've kind of tangentially gazed at it from afar, turned channels, watched an inning or two, and went on with my life. This past Friday, my dad turned 70. My brother and I took him to a Reds game down in Cincinnati. He's a big Reds fan. And it's the first time I've watched a game in person in over 2 decades. It's been that long. Last night, I turned on the Reds Tigers and watched the whole thing on television. And now all of a sudden I got this, I'm watching the scores and I'm thinking, I wonder if I'll have time to finish watching that game after this. The Reds have starting to suck me back in. So, I don't know. I see your point, Steven. When you have something to root for, it makes it a little bit better. Lisa says if you're local, you can watch it on a regular channel. It's ABC, ESPN ABC. We're making stupid mistakes. Yeah, you can't miss that field goal. I try to support Ohio teams. Thank you, Lisa. That's great. Yep, need to support them. All right, man, Columbus, dude, they're gonna have to need that defense to stop them one more time. Gonna have to get that stop. One more stop here. 206 subscribers. We've moved up 2 more. We started the day at 199, so 7 new subscribers. Appreciate that. We're moving. Here we go. Houston starts off with the football on the 25-yard line. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. Columbus has got to stop them defensively again. Here's a handoff. No gain. Nice tackle. Defensive end crashing down. No, that's the tackle. Crashes down, beats his man. Jenkins with a big stop. 2nd down and 10. No gain for Houston. But the clock is moving. We're under 8 minutes to go now. Oh, yeah, I used to listen to the Reds on the radio when I was a kid. Marty Berneman and Joe Nuxall. 700 WLW. Handoff again. Stopped in the backfield again. They can't stop this man. Jenkins again with another TFL. He is dominating the right guard for Houston. He is just dominating him. Beating him off the ball like a drum. 3rd and 12 now. Columbus coming up big on the defensive side here. Ever since that second score by Houston, this defense has said nothing. We'll give you 3 points so far. Patrick Jenkins from Tulane having himself a day. 3rd and down and 12 to go. Plenty of time for Henderson. He throws. That ball, let's see. No, incomplete. Yes, incomplete. He's arguing he caught it. What they're going to do is on the sideline. Here comes the pass. He's got 1 foot down. No! The ball was juggled and he's out of bounds. He juggled the ball. He had 1 foot down. He catches it, then he juggles the ball and his foot comes up off the ground. Incomplete. Good call by the officials. 4th and 12. Columbus is going to get the ball back with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. They've got time to go win this thing. Big punt. Ball's caught on the 24. Return to the 30, to the 35. Tackled at the 36-yard line. Columbus is going to have to go 64 yards for the win in 6 minutes and 22 seconds to do it. Come on, boys. Go pull out this win. Vader says, let's go Mets. Mets? How can you be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and a New York Met fan? Because the Pirates were so bad in your youth? I'm not a bandwagon guy, Vader. I can't do it, man. Even after the draft, I was trying to justify still being a Bengals fan. Speaking of the Bengals, we got 22 of you watching right now. We want to start in the fall. Sometime this summer, we would like to start a 3rd and 4th OHIO podcast channel. We have the Buckeyes covered. We now have the Aviators covered, which you all are participating in and watching right now. We are going to be starting a Browns and Bengals channel. We are looking for people who would like to work with us here at the OHIO podcast and become a daily contributor to a Browns channel and or a Bengals channel. So if that could be you, email me at theohiopodcast@gmail.com. Again, theohiopodcast@gmail.com. If you are a Browns fan or a Bengals fan and you would have ever considered wanting to be a podcaster, we will teach you everything you need to know on how to do this, help set you up. We would love to expand our reach in the fall beyond the Buckeyes to the Bengals and the Browns. Kind of creating the OHIO podcast network is what we're hoping to do with this channel. So I took Rocky's ML 200 for 400. I don't understand what you... Please help me understand that comment. I took Rockies ML. So when you say Rockies ML, I'm thinking the Colorado Rockies in the major leagues, 200 for 400. I don't know. Help me understand your comment. Lisa says, I'm not a Browns or Bengals fan. I choose to become a Panthers fan, but I am from Ohio. Oh, you chose to be a Panthers fan. I was just down there in Charlotte a couple weeks ago, Lisa. They have a big stadium. Oh, ML means money line. Money line basically means win. I got you. Okay. I got you. That's Chris's thing. My co-host Chris, he is the gambling guru. That guy has not seen a casino that he doesn't want to stop at. And with the ability to gamble on apps now, uh, here in Ohio, he's all the time putting a buck or two on a game, man. He loves to put money on it. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Columbus. Fake handoff, McClendon over the middle, wide open catch, cross midfield, first down and more for the Aviators. T. Martin with a great catch. He's been quiet this game. They had him in the slot this time. Nice little out route. He goes down about 10 yards, then cuts to the left. Nice play. They had no chance of stopping that one. They were sitting back in a zone. Was the Gamblers. The Aviators hit that one easy. Big play. 1st and 10 across midfield. Under 6 to go. We're at 5:45. Columbus trailing by 4. Ball on the 45. Oh, pitch to the inside. Nothing was there. Well read. Wells came inside. The linebacker was reading that like a book. That'll set up 2nd down and 11. Loss of 1 on 1st down there. 5.5 to go. Vader says, I spent my childhood summers in New York City in the 80s. Okay. All right. That's legit. That's legit. E Hall 5805, welcome into the show. Good to have you with us. Columbus on 2nd and 11. McClendon looks to the left. Well covered was Wells. Incomplete. 3rd and 11 now. Needed it. You got 2 plays to get 11 yards. Under 5 to go. Columbus does have all 3 of their timeouts, but they don't want to put this ball back. They do not want to give this ball back to Houston trailing. I'm telling you that. This game is slipping away with the way the clock moves in the UFL, man. This is do or die almost feels like for Columbus. 3rd down and 11. Hands it off to the left. Gets a blocker. Cuts it back in. Still churning his feet. Still going. He gets about 8 yards, maybe 9. Great job by White setting up a 4th and short. Todd Haley with that play call. 4th and 2. Here we go. If you're new here, hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow this thing here. This season, in the inaugural season for the Aviators. Big down here, 4th and 2, under 4 to play. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Fakes the handoff. McClendon looks deep. He's going to take off running. He's got a lane. 1st down. Is there going to be a flag? It almost looked like there was a jersey tug by one of the linemen. No call. 1st down. Get your keys out, ladies and gentlemen. We are driving. Lisa says, Eric, what do you think about how the Panthers did in their draft selection? I can't honestly remember who they took, Lisa. I'm sorry. I'd have to go look. I was so focused on just the Buckeyes in the draft and then what the Bengals failed to do so that I didn't see anything else. But thank you for the question. We're going to hand it off up the middle. Breaks the 1st tackle. He's going to get 5-6 yards. Does White. 3 minutes to play. Making a 2nd down and about 5 to go for Columbus. White talking some trash. There's a lot of talking going down on the field. Emotions getting high here at the end of this game. 2:54 to go in the 4th quarter. Columbus trailing by 4. 17-13. Play clock down to 10. 5 yards to go for a 1st down. Ball on the 27-yard line of Houston. McClendon under center. Turns around, fakes the handoff, has another lane to run again. 1st down, still going, down to 11. Ball's fumbled. Was he down? They did not call him down. Houston's running it back. He was down. He hit the ground. They're going to have to watch that. He looked like he was down. McClendon shaking his head. Here's the replay. The ball was coming out. That might be a fumble. That is close. It felt like the ball was coming out as he was going down. Was his knee down? His elbow's down. His elbow's down. I got to turn this up. They're doing the replay like Dean Blandino's. This ball's going to Houston. Dean Blandino's saying he didn't have full control when his elbow hit. Dang it! They're going to say it stands. Gosh, dang it. Man, we were driving for the win, too. All right, 2:24 to go. Columbus has got all three timeouts. They gotta stop him here. Here's a handoff to Houston up the middle. He's breaking the first tackle. He's going to get 5. And Columbus calls, or are they going to let it go down the 2-minute warning? Man alive, we had right there. It's a great run. He tried to get some extra yards. Tiger says Tate. I'm going to butcher his last name, dude. I am so sorry. Is his cousin. help put a pronunciation in the chat for me, brother, so I can pronounce his name correctly. That's awesome, dude. You got family on the team, man. That's sweet. That makes it fun, doesn't it? My cousin played for Ohio State. Here, Ryan Miller was my cousin. He played for Ohio State in the mid '90s. Was on the Rose Bowl team in '96. Commercial break. Lisa says it's our first season, so I guess growing pains are expected. Yeah, it still though, man, you have it right there. Every opportunity to turn this thing around. What's up, DD? Where's the ball at? It is on Houston's side of the field. Houston has the ball on a second down and about 6 to go on. I think it's on like the 26-yard line. And Columbus has got 2 timeouts left. They were driving down the field. They fumble it inside the red zone. Columbus has missed a field goal, and they've missed an easy field goal, and they missed an extra point. That's how we got to 17-13. Houston scored on their first 2 drives of the game. They went up 14-0. This defense has played phenomenal since then. They've only given up 1 field goal since then. And this offense is as good as they've been, they just have stubbed their toe every time they've turned around on offense so far. This has been a frustrating game again. They play like they did last week against Dallas. We're probably winning this football game easily, but a lot of the same mistakes they made in the first 3 weeks have shown up once again here on the road in week number 5. And yeah, it's frustrating. I agree, Vader. We should have won this game, dude. We should have won this game. I'm still trying to pronounce. I want to say Talia. Is that not correct? That's how I want to pronounce it. Might not be right. We aren't terrible. You're right, Lisa. We've been close in every game. We have. I mean, we're right there. We're not a bad football team. We're right there. I think our offensive line has some deficiencies. I think our defensive line at times has struggled to stop the run. All right, here we go, man. Second down. This is a big play. They're showing Nolan Henderson highlights right now. First down almost puts this game out of reach. So they let the clock go down to 2 minutes. So the 2 minute warning. They still have all three timeouts left. It's going to be second down and 5 for Houston. Ball on the 21-yard line. There you go. 21. Hands it off up the middle, and it's close to a first down. He's going to be half a yard short. No, he's giving a first down. What? I do have one complaint about the UFL, and that is this. Where the ball is spotted in the UFL is really inaccurate compared to NFL and college. I feel like either the line of like the line to gain on television isn't as accurate as it is in the NFL or college, or these officials just they're like they don't care. They're like, we'll give them a half a yard and a first down. Let's go. Like it feels disjointed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That first down really puts Houston in the driver's seat now. It forces Columbus to call their first timeout. Now, one more first down will do it. That'll do it here. So Houston is one first down away. No, sorry, it's 3rd and 1. They actually, even though the sideline official was saying first down, they said no, he's short. So someone came in and was like, dude, come on. E. Hall scoring 3 points the entire half. UFL sucks. Well, does Ohio State suck if we win 14-7 against Texas? Lisa, great question. I'll get to that in a second. 3rd and 1. Hands it off. They're saying we're offsides. What's going on? Offsides, Columbus. First down. What is tonight's show going to be like, says Lisa. Well, Mello's going to be back with us this evening. He's heading overseas after at some point this week. For his job, he's heading overseas again. And so he said he'd love to be on before he leaves. And so he wants to talk about the schedule. So he's got thoughts about the Ohio State schedule this season. So we're going to break down the schedule from his perspective on different things, and then we're going to talk about the NFL draft a little bit from Ohio State perspective. So that's tonight's show at 8 o'clock here on YouTube over on the OHIO podcast mothership, if you will. If you're not following our other YouTube channel, you're an Ohio State fan, we invite you to come over and do that over on the OHIO podcast here on YouTube. This is our Aviator channel here. So Ohio State stinks? What? 9 national championships, second winningest program. Actually, winningest program in college football, second most wins in college football, and Ohio State stinks? Okay. Who do you root for? All right. Columbus had to spin their second timeout. 2nd and 11 now for Houston. The Aviators only have one timeout remaining. So after this run, Columbus will spin their final timeout. Second and 11. Here's the handoff to the running back to the left. He cuts back to the right. He is brought down after a gain of 4, and then we have another timeout at 1:36 left to go. So Houston will have a 3rd and 6 with 1:36 left. First down, they win. They don't get a first down, they're going to have to punt it back to Columbus, who will have no timeouts left, under a minute to go in this football game. So going to the, I love having these conversations with people. Listen, I don't know who you root for, so it doesn't matter, but they have a good legacy. They are not good now. So going to the college football playoff is not good. Winning the national championship 2 years ago was not good. Being ranked number 1 in the ESPN preseason rankings in 2026 is not good. What's your definition of good then? And answer the question. Who do you root for, please? All right, here we go. 3rd and 7 for the we got to run up the middle for 4. Tackled. Short. It'll be 4th and 3. When they kick this ball, it'll be under a minute. It'll be 55 seconds to go in the game when they punt this football. So Columbus is going to get the football. They're going to have about 40 seconds, 45 seconds, depending on how much time comes off the clock, if they decide to return it or not. Houston's probably going to call a timeout with 1 second to go on the play clock. They are. There it is. So 56 seconds to go in the game. Houston will kick it, will punt it here. Columbus is going to get the ball somewhere. Hopefully they get a good return and give ourselves a chance with the. And remember, there are 4-point field goals in this game. Now I wouldn't put it on the foot of Co. I don't know, man. Yeah, looking forward to tonight's show, Lisa. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, here we go. The last seconds of this football game. Let's see what happens. 56 seconds left. No timeouts left for Columbus. Houston getting ready to punt it. The ball's on the 38. This thing's going to travel probably somewhere inside the 20. Catches it on the 16. Nowhere to go. Oh, geez. He's tackled on the 18-yard line. 82 yards, no timeouts, and 46 seconds. Okay, Bama. All right. So, answer me this. Who stinks more? Ohio State or Bama? Given your criteria, who's a worse program right now, buddy? Please justify this for me. 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line, 46 seconds to go for Columbus. Shotgun, Clendon looking deep. Throws over the middle, caught. Gain of 7, and the clock is ticking. That did nothing for you. 30 seconds left. Down 4. Columbus with the snap. McClendon looking deep. Throws over the middle. Receiver was coming across on the screen. He breaks the first tackle. Goes white. Gets out of bounds with 21 seconds to go after a first down. Got to play for a 4-point field goal, right? Can't go 70 more yards here in 20-some seconds. I don't think that's going to exist in your offensive toolbox here. All right, 1st and goal from the 36-yard line. 5 receivers set. McClendon. 4 rushing by Houston. Throws short again. White catches it. Tackled. No gain. What are we doing? That's going to be your game, man. Clock's ticking. 8, 7. They down the ball with 6 seconds. Come on, McClendon. You can't throw it short. Throw it away. That was dumb. Man, frustration. This game is incredibly frustrating. Columbus had so many opportunities in this football game, man. This thing should be 17 all. Thank you for admitting the truth. Thank you for admitting the truth. That's all I ask. All right. 6 seconds left. Last play of the game. Columbus got to go for it all. Over the middle. Catches. Time expires. He calls it back. Ball's fumbled. Houston lays on it. That's your football game. 17-13. Houston wins. Hello from Spain. Welcome in, Nathan Whale from Spain. Houston wins their second game. Columbus can't put two together. They lose 17-13. McClendon has to feel like he fumbled this one away. Please, on your way out, hit the like button. We appreciate that very much. If you haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate everybody who does that as we try to build our channel up here at the OHIO podcast, the Columbus Aviators. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. Columbus loses 17-13 on the road. They will play the same Gamblers team Friday night at home under the lights in Columbus, Ohio. Hopefully the Aviators will pull out the win and exact some revenge, but this is really going to put a damper on their abilities to make the playoff. They needed to win this football game today. Columbus loses 13-17. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all Friday night. We'll have a video for you before then here on the channel. Make sure you hit that the bell so you get notified and you don't miss it. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Go Aviators.